All rise. Judge for the B Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1009, Moore versus Davis.
Thank you.
Ms. Moore.
Okay, thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Moore,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, my husband, or I'm sorry, ex-husband, we have a mutually beneficial agreement with our children where he keeps them at night and I keep them during the day.
Okay.
But my job no longer allows me to stay home with them during the day, and I would like for them to go to daycare now during the day, and he does not want them to.
Okay, how old are the children?
2 years and 18 months.
Okay, and you already picked out the daycare you want them to go to and everything like that?
Yes.
How much is it?
It is $500 a month.
$500 for both children?
For one child. So it's $1,000 a month for both children.
Oh, okay.
It's a nationally accredited daycare.
Okay. That's not bad for 2 kids. What's your opposition to that?
All right, buckle up. This parenting dispute is more than just a difference of opinion. A mother is set on enrolling her kids in daycare, but the father? He's absolutely against it. Sounds like a simple debate, right? Not quite. This clash dives deep into shared custody, financial responsibilities, and one dad's firm belief that daycare is a germ factory. Enter Judge Bundy, ready to cut through the back and forth. The mother argues that daycare isn't just a convenience, it's a necessity since her job no longer allows her to stay home. But the father digs in his heels, insisting that family care is the only way to go. The catch? He's never even visited the daycare he's so worried about. It's a classic face-off between practicality and control. The mother wants consistency and structure for the kids, while the father is determined to call the shots. Now, it's up to the judge to clear the fog and focus on what truly matters. Stay tuned. This one's about to get real.
I don't think they should be in daycare. I think she should stay with them like we originally planned. I didn't get a chance to check out the daycare. I just would rather them stay with her mom or one of our family members.
Okay, did you let him know which daycare?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
He was invited to go meet the teachers and do the tour, but he opted not to go.
So you did have an opportunity to go?
I was invited, but I don't really want my kids in that daycare. I don't want to be in that
What's
daycare.
wrong with the daycare?
They're full of germs. For starters,
this courtroom is full of germs.
Okay, but children germs, they're next level.
Okay, do they disinfect the daycare?
I don't know that.
They do.
Right, you don't know. So you haven't even had the opportunity, you haven't taken the opportunity to try to do any kind of research.
Okay.
But the fact that there are germs at the daycare, I mean, that's not a good enough reason why you don't want them in there.
I would rather them be with family, people we know.
Okay, I mean, that's a valid point.
The mother lays it all on the table. She and her ex had a system. She covered the kids during the day, he handled nights. But with a full-time job now in the mix, staying home simply isn't an option. Her answer? Daycare. And not just any daycare, a highly rated, nationally accredited center that focuses on education, safety, and quality care. But here's where things get tricky. The father refuses. No discussion. Has he visited the daycare? Nope. Researched. Its credentials? Not a chance. His reasoning? Daycares are full of germs. That's it. Sure, germs are everywhere, but shutting down an entire plan over that? A bit of a reach. The mother, beyond frustrated, suspects this isn't really about germs. It's about control. She even suggests his need to call the shots was a factor in their breakup. And the judge? She's already seeing the bigger picture. This case is about to take a turn, and things are heating up fast.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes.
I'm a doctor. I'm around germs all day. This is one reason that we did not work out.
It's a big problem.
My ex-husband is a germaphobe, and he feels like if the children aren't kept in a bubble basically all day, that something terrible is going to happen to them. But that's no reason. That's no way for these kids to live. And I have to go save lives every day, while he just sits in his living room, hermetically sealed off living room,
That's dramatic.
Well, it's not that dramatic. What's dramatic is he wouldn't even show up for this tour at the daycare so he could see that it is a clean daycare. It's nationally accredited. Also, our children would have loved to have seen you.
Okay, look, with all due respect, I don't even want to be in this courtroom, Your Honor.
I can understand that. Sometimes I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
So, I mean,
but I'm here. I'm here for the kids and
Now, it's the father's turn, and he's not holding back. He flat out doesn't trust daycare. He insists that family care is the only way to go, claiming it provides a safer, germ-free environment. But there's a glaring flaw in his argument. He's never even set foot in the daycare he's so against. How can he dismiss something he knows nothing about? Then comes the real twist. The mother calls him out. She says his obsession with cleanliness wasn't just a parenting issue, it was a major strain on their relationship. And judging by his rigid stance, she might be onto something. He wants the kids wrapped in a protective bubble, but that's just not how the world works. The judge isn't buying the paranoia. She points out the obvious. Germs are everywhere, including the very courtroom they're standing in. A structured, accredited daycare can't be ruled out based on irrational fears. And as the case unravels, one thing is clear. His argument is falling apart fast. And he knows it.
I would prefer if they weren't in a daycare, if they were at one of our family members where we can give them special instructions on cleaning and what the children need to stay healthy.
well, I definitely understand, and I agree. In a lot of cases, it is good for the children to be around a family member and everything like that. However, age 2 years old, and what was the other age?
18 months.
18 months. I mean, it's nothing wrong with them going to school already. You do want them to start learning a lot of things. You just do. There are some things that you guys are not going to be able to teach them at home. Not that you can't, it's just you may not have the time to do it. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, but I do think it's a good idea for you to go and speak to the teachers, look around the daycare, see about the cleanliness of it and everything like that. And you guys should just work together and co-parent. So,
It's time for the law to weigh in. The judge doesn't hesitate. Daycare is happening. It's a space where the kids will learn, socialize, and thrive, opportunities they wouldn't get being kept at home. And the father's objections? They crumble under the facts. That debate is officially over. But then comes the real kicker. Who's footing the bill? The judge keeps it fair and straightforward. Both parents will split the cost, $500 each. Seems reasonable, right? Not to the father. He pushes back, insisting that since daycare falls during the mother's time, she should cover it alone. The judge shuts that down fast. She spells it out. If he wants to fight this, child support calculations will be on the table. And if that happens, his wallet could take a much bigger hit than $500 a month. The reality sinks in, and just like that, he backs off. The ruling stands, and the court moves on.
the agreement is just going to stand what it is. You guys keep doing your agreement where you have your time with the children, and you keep rotating like that. Nobody should pay child support in this type of situation. But what I will do to make sure that daycare does get paid is that you guys split it. So $1,000, you pay $500, you pay $500, and it's going to go through the Attorney General of Texas. And that's just the best way to do it, because that at least ensures that the children's daycare is paid for month to month.
Oh, okay, but now I'm paying for the daycare that I don't want them to go to, and I have them at night. She's supposed to be responsible for the day. If they were in night care, I would pay for it, and I just don't see how this is fair. She makes 3 times as much money as I do.
Right, but you guys have been splitting the children, right? You've been splitting the children, and it's not a bad idea. And honestly, that's a very reasonable cost for 2 children at a daycare, because a lot of times, especially the younger a child is, the 18-month-old, it could be more expensive than that. And I think that's fair. Or, I could base, let me see, how much money you make a year? Let's see. Your document says 62,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like for me to base child support that you pay her off of $62,000 a year? Because I can assure you it will be more than 500.
Then no.
Okay, well, in that case, is there anything further between either
No,
of you?
Your Honor. Thank you.
That'll be all? That'll be all from you? Okay, where you all are dismissed.
And just like that, the legal system does what it's meant to do. The father may have fought against daycare, but personal fears don't outweigh what's best for the kids. The judge made it clear. This decision was about their well-being, not a parent's personal preferences. And in this case, daycare was the obvious choice. As for the cost, a fair split down the middle. The father tried to argue, but the math wasn't on his side. The judge didn't dance around it, push too hard, and child support calculations would come into play, likely costing him even more. With no better option, he had to accept. That's how fairness works in the courtroom. This case makes one thing crystal clear. Shared custody isn't about control. It's about cooperation. A parent's personal anxieties can't rewrite reality. And when fear goes head-to-head with logic in court, logic wins.